Hey guys, today I'm going to explain to you about language, linguistics, and the major principles of linguistics. My name is Faadhillah Andini. I'm from English Literature, B class 2019. So here we go from the first one, the explanation of language. What is language? Language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols used for human communication. As you know, we speak to each other by using any language. And then I'm going to explain to you why it can be said as language or the characteristics of language. The first one is language is a means of communication. In this case, they can share something to each other by speaking with language as common. And the second one is language is arbitrary. There is no relation between the word and what is the word mean. Examples, in Indonesia, we call a woman as wanita, and in English we call wanita as woman. So there is no relationship between the word and the meaning itself. And the third one is language is a system of system. In this case, language must have at least 4 basic rules, and they are listening, speaking, writing, and reading. The fourth one, language is primarily vocal. Yeah, it always usually spoken with mouth. And language is a social phenomenon. Language is non-instinctive, conventional. 7, language is systematic. 8, language is unique, complex, creative, and modifiable. The 9th, duality. And duality means they have sounds and they have meaning. And the 10th, productivity. So there is no limitation of the language, and it will always continuously develop. The 11th one is displacement. The 12th, language is both linguistic and communicative competence. The 13th is language is human and structurally complex. Why we must study language? As we know nowadays, knowledge use any language, technology use language. So it makes the difference between human and animals. Human language is different from animals' language. So a medium of literature, science and technology, computers and cultural exchanges between social groups, and it all use language. In all human activities, thoughts, dreams, prayers, meditations, and relations, it is only through language. Knowledge and culture are stored. It is through language. So we have to learn language. Okay, to the second explanation, I want to explain to you about linguistics. What is linguistics actually? Linguistics is the scientific study of language. So, we mean language in general, not a particular language. If you say that I'm studying French, I'm studying English, I'm studying German, or whatever you are studying right now, so you only learn the language, not the linguistics. Linguistics does not study an individual language. It studies language in general. According to Robbins, linguistics is concerned with human language as a universal and recognizable part of the human behavior and of the human faculties. So, do you know polyglot? Polyglot is a person that can only speak so many languages, but only for the communication. Only for the communication. They can speak a lot of language only for the communication. And then, what is the difference of between polyglot and a linguist? A linguist is the master of the system of a language. We can be said as like that, but a linguist is who studies general principles of language organization and language behavior, often with reference to some actual language or languages. So, as I said before, so a linguist is a master from the system of a language, and they know the background of the language. They master it all. Okay, when we learn how to drive a car, we learn a set of habits and do some practices. This is similar to how we learn the language itself. But when we learn how the car works, we open up the mechanism, we investigate the language. We investigate the machine, we investigate the engine. Okay, this is similar to how we learn the scientific of language, or we can be called as linguistics. Okay, linguistic is scientific because it is empirical and objective. It is consistent. It is economical. It means that the case is real. They don't pretend the case. And then it is empirical. So there is the phenomenon and there is the data. We collect the data and then we formulate the data, and from that data we formulate the theory. From that data we formulate the theory. Okay. Next, scope of linguistics. Okay, here we go. Some consider the proper area of linguistics to be confined to the levels of phonology, morphology, and syntax. So this can be called as a micro linguistic. And then some take a border in a macro linguistic view, which includes the other levels of analysis mentioned, as well as other aspects of language and its relationship with many areas of human activity. So it can be said like this: microlinguistic is the basic theory of a linguistic, such as phonology, morphology, syntax, and so on. And then macro is when we learn the linguistics itself and then it combined with another science. Examples like psycholinguistic, it is the combination between psychology and linguistics. And then sociolinguistics, it is the combination between sociology and linguistics. So micro and macro make the level of linguistics. So theoretical linguistics is a micro and applied linguistics is a macro. So I think it is enough for my explanation. I hope you guys can understand my explanation and you guys enjoy this video. Bye bye. Thank you.